been a pretty long journey up to this point for both of these two teams, but it could be the end for one of them, or will be the end for one of them at the end of this matchup. But after this map, it could be the end for SC Absolute.
I think that's very likely.
They're down 0-1, and their first map, even though the scoreline was like quote unquote a little bit close, it was a comfortable victory for Boot. It definitely could have been an even more comfortable victory for Boot had they not let things kind of drag on a little bit.
If they didn't classic Boot, if they didn't hashtag Boot us.
Yeah. So
we're getting used to it now, though.
Yeah, definitely. But the TLDR really is that SC Absolute didn't get anything running towards either side of that map. I think maybe if they had a little bit more, if they would have started maybe on their CT side, we could have seen a bit of a closer map there, because it did seem to take Boot a little bit of time to get things going
on their CT side.
Sorry, on their they did start CT if Boot side. Was on CT side to start off.
Okay. So what you're saying, if Boot had to start CT side, which does seem pretty weak for them at this point.
Yeah.
It was weak last night, and going into Cache, which I guess we should start talking about.
Yeah.
It's they're usually very aggressive on their CT side, and that's usually where they lock teams out. And their T side, however, has really taken a turn and become their better side.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's going to be something that we'll have to keep an eye on here on Cache. I think you can see really at the moment that SC Absolute is feeling the lack of Laz in this
the lack of firepower. Yeah. Really. I mean, Rita tried to do his best, taking his place. With the AWP and whatnot, but Poem even stood up, and he's the player it's on the way out.
Yeah.
So I want to see more from Tark, from Crow, from Barca. Like, you guys are meant to be the new team.
Yeah.
You've gone 14 rounds against Fnatic. You know, people put you in the spotlight for a bit, started to believe in you, but now since then, I mean, there's really been nothing to write home about.
Well, that's been their one single really big.
You got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, I suppose, but I think a lot of people kind of got swept up in the hype there.
Absolutely. Look, I didn't get hyped at all.
I know. I remember your tweet after and saying that, come on, guys, there was nothing really in that one.
Yeah.
And
did you watch the game?
Yeah, for anyone that even watches Asian CS in general will know that SC Absolute is not a team that consistently challenges the top teams. Isn't one that is going to be making it to these to the top of these qualifying events particularly often. Maybe when there's 2 or 3 slots available, they might be able to nab maybe one of them. But typically, if it's just going to be that single team going overseas from this region,
Tyloo,
it'd be Tyloo,
Flash,
MVP,
Flash,
or Boot, all before SC Absolute.
Absolutely.
And then even there's a few teams that you could kind of consider around their level as well.
Yep.
That might still potentially be able to beat them. The likes of 5Power or
5
Signature
Power.
If they're even still around.
I don't know. 5Power's gone through a bit of a lineup change.
They have.
So who knows what they're capable of anymore.
Who knows what's happened to Rekka? I haven't seen them in a while. I don't think they exist anymore.
I don't think we'll even see them ever.
Which is a little unfortunate, but I guess when your
what
two best
do you do
players
when you're
leave,
just the feeder team for Tyloo? I mean, that's not bad.
No, definitely not. Well, not if you're Execute and Ventet. The rest of those guys maybe not so much enjoying it. All in all, however, SC Absolute, we're probably not expecting them to win this series. Even though they have beaten Boot already, it just feels like maybe today there's something a little bit different about Boot. They've taken their time getting into these
It's
qualifiers.
Purely, they're missing Laz. Boot are also going to be super confident. I mean, coming up in the server up against someone like Pom or, you know, the rest of the SC Absolute guys, without someone like Laz to really put any fright into you, it's going to be just Boot trying to force their issue every single time. They're going to start on the CT side here, so good opportunity for SC Absolute to get started with a pistol round, anti-eco, get themselves some confidence, dictate the pace. And Bobo, despite being binked out, does put up a bit of resistance.
Yeah, but can't actually manage to land a kill, and that's really what he needed in that scenario. There was far too many Ts there for him to survive in the long run, and that makes the retake job much more difficult for Boot Dreamscape, as the bomb's now down, 3 versus 5. SC Absolute look to be taking away the pistol here. The smoke is keeping Benkai and Tommy at bay. There's not a whole lot of time left to work with now either. Tommy will get dropped. Benkai with a couple of nice headshots, but it's only a little bit of excitement for Boot Dreamscape there.
Yeah, it's like the tackle before the try line. You give him the don't argue. That's what that was from Benkai, but he still went down.
Yeah. So
no one will know what that means.
Boot will decide to invest into this round, as you would expect.
Oh my god, what a surprise.
It's classic Boot.
Okay, but what will they do with that investment? That's the question. The close range in middle, yeah. Bobo, a lot of responsibility holding sights on his own. Oh, what do you do?
Nothing. You can't do anything. It's a great shot from Bass. That's the B-bomb side open for Boot Dreamscape now. They might even just decide they're not interested.
Some might say it was more Bass than class.
What do you do now if you boot?
You just save.
Save?
Yeah.
Doesn't look like they're going to.
Well, they want to do damage to the economy while they do it, but there's no need to force the issue. They can just fall back.
Yep.
SC Absolute, they want to hunt. Potentially just Crow's MP5 could be worth, you know, sacrificing. Because otherwise they're going to come up against a full force buy again in the next round.
Well, it didn't seem to be a problem for them this time.
Yeah, true, true. I mean, how many times can you 5-man walk towards the B site? That's a question that only Boot can answer.
Potentially something that is going to change when Boot do get the guns in their hands and the utility in their hands as well.
I already know what you're doing. I'm in trouble, Jordan.
All right.
But I mean, if everyone's looking at my beautiful face, like, they're not going to notice it. You know? How come your chair doesn't get moved?
Because I stand in front of it.
Oh, well, you know...
Smoke's out for the boys this time for Boot Dreamscape.
For the boys.
Few of them.
What are you trying to insinuate? What are SC Absolute?
They're the boys too.
Okay, all right. Well, again, 4-man towards B. Only Bobo saw once again.
He's not having fun, is he?
Well, he's getting dogged by the boys.
Yes.
If you've ever been dogged by the boys, you know that taste. It's not a good one.
Definitely not. However, impression has come floating over. These Molotovs are going to cause some big problems for those B-site players. Impression stands in one for a very long time, and Bobasaur, well, he hangs around for a little while as well. One big comes across, but not enough to get a kill there for Bobasaur. Tommy's chimed in with a couple, so yeah, it's not so bad. If Splashkey gets Crow here especially, things are okay. Actually, this is winnable for Splashkey. Palm is very low on HP.
He really just wants to get the kills more than anything.
Oh. Palm needs to be real careful. Splashkey, the slow progression. All he wants is one more kill here. That would be a great round. Gets the AK out, but has no ammo. Should have stuck with the Deagle.
Feels bad, man. That's what that is. That's a feels bad man moment right there.
It'll happen.
Do you think it auto picked up?
No, surely not. You wouldn't have that on auto pickup. Well, I mean,
would you change gun that close to the fight? I don't know if you would.
I don't think you would.
Don't know if you would, Jordan. I wouldn't. I'd stick with the doogie.
Well, I would think if you were a player that played this game professionally, you wouldn't have the auto pickup on.
I know some players that do.
Why?
Sometimes it can be an accident. Sometimes they're just that's just how they prefer it.
Well, quick into B here for SC Absolute. Palm's already spotted one player on the site, but Splashkey does get the better of him as he is throwing the utility. Bobasaur needs to make something happen here on the Bass because he's in no man's land. Bailed out by Splashkey. Great work. Who stepped up on Inferno toward the end there with the AWP and having a good start to the AWP here on Cache. First gun round looks like it should go the way of Boot Dreamscape now.
I hope Rita's name is Henry.
Why is that?
Just think about it and tell me if you can figure it out, how my mind works.
I already know that I'm not going to be able to figure it out.
You're not even going to entertain the thought?
No.
What if his name was
You want to say Henrietta?
Thank you, yes.
Why is that even good?
It's not good. It's not good. It's just a thought. If his name was Henry, and then he became Henrietta.
This is why no one likes our casting, Ian.
Well.
You're the reason.
Well, look, I don't mind. I don't mind being that guy. It's good cop, bad cop. In this case, good cast, bad caster.
Oh, okay.
Not like me caster, your caster.
That's true. Well, another buy to come for SC Absolute. Poem could have potentially had an AK there. No.
Do you even math?
Well, I thought Take bought a few utilities. I thought he had a bit more money than he did.
Well, either way, they're starting to get a little bit punished here by Boots. The kills that Boot got in the previous round, Splashkey, more importantly, on that eco with the Deagle, starting to be noticed now. Obviously, last round, that B defense from Bobo and Splashki was just outstanding.
Tommy with some work to do this time. He will get 2 before he goes down.
They got very close to the A site with very little utility usage and absolutely caught Boot by surprise. The 3-on-3 retake will come through, however. Just the one defuse kit on Benkai. Not an easy one. No molly to clear out Forklift. Oh, Benkai has one.
Well, somebody needs to be careful of the player coming from Fork, and Splashki, he was very, very aware. I was going to say he just needs to be sitting the line, allowing these riflers to push up instead of being the one to push through that smoke. But it seems like Splashki wants to take point. In the end, that is going to be his undoing as he'll go down. But the trade is good for Benkai. Onto that defuse now. Take. Can't do anything about it. The smoke, not too favourable for him at all. And the round will come across in the favour of Boot Dreamscape.
Look,
good work on the retake.
It took some time for Benkai to get on that bomb, but when he did, you knew it was a foregone conclusion at that point. It all comes down to one thing, and that was Crow peeking from Forklift unnecessarily. You could see Boot were just waiting for that peek to come through, Splashki especially, but they would have had to have used their Molotov to clear out the Fork if Crow didn't do that. Instead, the molly goes down towards the site. The smoke gets put perfectly on A main, making Tuck really useless. Needed to relocate. Ooh, that's a nice grenade.
That is a very nice grenade. We will mop up a bit of damage there. Palm, however, has managed to sneak his way out onto Fork, and Crow gets another one with the CZ. Splashki, again, solid with the AWP. But this round still isn't so confident for Boot, and Benkai's going to go down into a Molotov. That's a bit of deja vu.
He's not having a great night.
No.
You can just
like I'm off to the flame.
There's something with his confidence. You can just see it in the way he's playing. Just doesn't look right. It's not the usual Benkai frag machine. The mini Bentet that we were calling him for so long.
Oh, Splashki spotted some very important info there, but he misses the shot. Oh, no. How's that happened?
What is that?
He was looking so good with the AWP. So good.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's all gone wrong, Ian.
That's all I heard.
It's all gone wrong. Poor Splashki. That was the sitter.
Well, the bomb's not down yet. So Bobosaur could make a splash of his own. Oof, uncharacteristic. Insta-kill there for Bass. 3 kills for him that round. You'd be thanking your lucky stars. The money reset. Boot are on an eco. SC Absolute. Putting up a bit more of a fight.
And that's all because Splashki missed that shot.
Oh, no. Splashki. That's all I heard.
Right, it's going to be one of those nights.
It's just playing in my ears over and over and over. It's like, I wish I could forget it.
Must have been good.
Oh, no. That's, honestly, it's, someone will clip it. And you'll hear it back later and you'll be like, yep. Yep. I really did sound like that. You know, I'm not hating.
You're definitely hating.
I'm just...
You're being that guy again.
I'm just merely pointing it out. We should do a game where we just VOD review during the game.
No.
Yes. That would be fantastic.
Maybe we should do a game where we actually cast the game. That's a good thought.
That's hilarious. You and I.
Yes.
Actually cast.
Yeah.
A real game.
I know.
Jordan, please.
Well, this hasn't gone too well for Boot.
No. No, it's been a bit of a resident sleeper, hasn't it? Not able to even cause any damage to the SC Absolute economy. Japan. It's good that we have just Japan. Just Japan. I'm looking at the flag. I'm like, you know, it's good, man. We've got all these, you know, all these countries. Reminds me of WCG a little bit. Back in the day. When it was all about the pride, the passion, the Virtus Pro.
Another eco for Boot Dreamscape.
Yep, Boot Dreamscape. The real Poland. Isn't it what they say?
Upside down Poland.
Yeah. The south of the equator Poland. Oh, Rito. mean, look at this. This is some confident play coming out from SC Absolute. They definitely feel more at home on this T side of Cash. And Bobo, well,
you say that, but really,
he just does what he wants.
No, I keep going back to if Splashkey hits that shot with the orb, that round goes the way of Boot Dreamscape.
Yeah.
And then we don't see these two anti-ecos for SC Absolute, and it's a completely different first half.
Okay, all right. Putting a lot of pressure on Splashkey here.
Well,
impression in 0 and 7 at the A side.
It's the little things that end up making the big differences.
Right, the 1%ers. What are your little things, Jordan?
Let's just talk about the game, Ian.
All right. Well, it is a gun round. I'll give you that. You're being influenced, aren't you? The Shroud boost coming out from Boot gets caught out. The one and done from Rita. Wow. He's out of there. Tark, well, B-site belongs to him. And so does CD Spawn.
So does this round.
Remember what I said on Inferno? You could see when SC started just doing a little bit of random stuff here or there, it caught Boot off guard completely.
This is certainly catching Boot off guard. It's a far cry from what we saw on Inferno.
Oh, yeah.
Potentially going back to what we saw last night for Boot against Myth.
Time for a tactical pause from Boot. Makes complete sense.
I think this is where Boot will start to miss Winter a little bit, because Winter is the mid player typically for Boot Dreamscape, and
well, the mid control hasn't really been there at all, has it?
Exactly, and he's very good at that, and also very good at rotating into the sites at the right times and retaking the sites. So it's a big thing to be lacking for Boot Dreamscape.
I feel like Ben Kai could do a better job in middle.
Well, it's not really Ben Kai's day though, is it?
No.
So
well, there really hasn't been any resistance so far for Boot. I mean, A main, they usually, I remember watching them when it was Boot versus Renegades, and the first time they versed Renegades, they took complete control of the map on their CT side. Full A main aggression. And then once they had A main, if the utility wore off, they fell back. There was aggressiveness towards B. They'd get people boosted in the vent. So I wonder where that boot went. Maybe they wonder where that boot went.
Yeah, potentially.
You ever lost a shoe, Jordan?
No, can't say I have.
No. I've not lost a shoe, but I've had shoes stolen. I've had one shoe stolen. That's the worst. That is the worst. Because you don't know that it was stolen until you realize other things were stolen as well.
I'm very glad.
Have you ever had anything else stolen, Jordan?
Shared this with
Have
us.
you ever had anything bad ever happen to you?
Yes, I've had bad things happen to me.
Okay. Anything stolen? Have you ever been a victim of theft?
Yes, Ian, I've been a victim of theft.
What sticks out in your mind?
I'm not even going to entertain.
For me, I had a shoe stolen.
I don't care about your shoe.
How do you even know it's stolen? You just think it's lost.
Well, isn't it the same at the end of the day? It's just not there.
When you lose a sock, you don't think it's ever stolen. What kind of madman would steal one sock?
The washing machine.
Well,
Tommy's got an AK here.
Tommy's got a gun.
Not for much longer, though. So another gun round coming for Boot Dreamscape. And it's time for them to win one, I think. It's getting to that point where if they don't,
yeah,
we are looking at map 3.
Map Trey. Wonder if we'll see a mid-control come through here for Boot, but no. In fact, strangely, Bobo's not even towards the B site now. It will be Splashkey with the AWP. I feel like Benkai might get boosted vent. Who knows? Bobo, CD spawn, truck area, not really doing anything actually, so. Instead, it will be the 4-man push towards B. SC Absolute will try and strangle Benkai out of position. And instead of falling back, he pushes forward. Splashkey now, maybe going for that pop flash. Oh. Not his best throw.
Well, an important shot for Splashkey, and he's going to have a few more ahead of him. He's been certainly the standout player for Boot Dreamscape here on Case so far. Actually, SC Absolute decide to back away from the B site. Tommy now with the AWP might have some work to do. Impression has been able to get Bast, and that does give the player advantage to Boot Dreamscape. But Impression is the only one on the A site right now. Tommy having a look into mid, and the rotation already has come across to B. So, what can Impression do here? Spots the players out, but doesn't manage to land a frag. Tommy up above, looking over the smoke. He's going to be able to find the timing there onto Take, who did give him the opportunity. So it's still player advantage. Bobasaur very, very quickly on the retake into the site. Does catch Ro2 off guard. Ro now in the 1v1. Doesn't have the HP to play with, but Splashkey with the AWP anyway would have killed him. And again, another very critical round from Splashkey. You look at those 2 frags, and they're 2 very impactful ones.
Yeah, I agree. And Crow also another brilliant attempt at a clutch. So I wonder, that really was a strange round. They get the pick in B.
I mean, that really could have been the end of Boot Dreamscape if Crow wins that 1v3.
Well, of course, but I'm just saying, like, they had full control over B. They had Splashkey hiding in the site. And then they opt to quickly rush towards A because Bast had walked out of Squeaky Door. And because Bast had done that, well, they didn't rotate at all.
Bobasaur stepping up large for Boot Dreamscape. That's what they need.
Yep.
They need someone to have a good game here alongside Splashkey. Maybe they can still claw their way back into this one. 3 to 8, it's not looking too good right now. Splashkey almost caught on the cross. Does actually manage to get across to headshot. Us getting some progression up into checkers. Splashkey watching the line. Another good shot hit by him. So solid. Have a look at this push right now, however, from Impression.
Yep. And, I mean, he's not really been having a great game. So, for him to be pushing like this 1 kill in 10 deaths, it's a sign of desperation for me. They've been very hot and cold, this Boot team.
Oh, he doesn't need to be pushing like that, does he? He's given the opportunity to SC Absolute, but Benkai able to get the trade for Splashkey now. Finds his AWP. We'll close it out on that B bomb site. So
they're back in it.
Another round for Boot Dreamscape. It's 2 in a row, but the money's still not that good, Ian. So I don't know if they're back in it just yet.
They're back in it. Come on. Come on.
Well,
we'll see.
If they lose this round, they're back out of it.
Well, the reason why they had that round is also because they had full map control again. So maybe they'll remember the Boot of the past. They'll be visited by the ghost of Boot past. And they'll continue to get control over the map. I feel like they want that Shroud boost again. Instead, it will be a Molly take. Just the one Molotov here so far for the A site, which will make it very easy for Boot to defend. Henrietta in A main. Tommy with the AWP, huh?
Yeah, we
the
saw
double
him
AWP
doing
setup. Yeah,
doing that on Sunday night on Nuke. At that time, he was having a great game. Does get the tag onto Take. Not that he's aware of it. But 3 players on this A bomb site right now for Boot Dreamscape. A lot of utility as well.
Yeah.
Only real issue for them is that it's going to be a long rotation. So if these A players don't get anything done, which, well, Bobasaur going down, not a great sign. Tommy only 1, but Impression. He's been having a poor game here, but starting to see a little bit of that form return. 2 kills for him there. Just backs out. Allows that player advantage to persist for the retake. Will need some help from his teammates, however, if Ro2 does continue this push, and unfortunately doesn't get it. Oh, it's a 2v2 for the retake, and in the last retake on the A bomb side, it was a 3v2, which almost still went the way of SC Absolute. Benkai and Splashkey need to make something happen here, and Splashkey, always good for 1, does get that, and a tag onto the remaining player. Benkai, he needed that tag as well because he goes down to 22 HP before cleaning that kill up. Very, very close indeed, but Boot managed to survive again another round, and they've strung 3 together, but hasn't helped them economically.
No, well, this round coming down to another 1v1. So Boot are winning rounds, but by the slimmest of margins. So that's not going to help out their money at all, like you were saying, and they're going to struggle. If SC Absolute can keep up this pressure, once they do win, it will be the straw that breaks the camel's back. For me, though, their utility getting into the A site, it's I mean, Impression's getting 2 there really wins the round. Really wins the round. Tommy only getting one. Bulbasaur going down, looking away from a flash. Technical?
Yep, technical pause for Boot. So, not sure what the issue is. I would imagine maybe Bulbasaur.
I don't know.
But regardless, obviously things have not been going the way that they wanted them to. So, even if they fix their issues, I think the real crux of this pause is it's going to give them a little bit of a respite. I mean, they've got the momentum. They've got 3 rounds in a row, but...
Yep. No, well, I mean, you say they've got the momentum. They will one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they have 3 rounds in a row, but
they will
do they really?
They need the double AWP to survive. Anything else they've been struggling with. A site has been weak, but the retake has been fantastic every time. Mid control, well, it hasn't really been a thing. Bobo's locked it down once, and they didn't go back. They didn't revisit it. Every time they're getting the A site, they still not. They're not even using much utility to get it. There's the molly into the quad box to clear it out.
Well, what's the strat then for Boot on this CT side? Do you put Splashkey on the A site and Tommy on B?
No.
Splashkey's been hitting everything.
Yeah, okay, but
try and get Splashkey a bit more involved.
But the B site was weak, and Splashkey moving there in place of Bobo has really solved a lot of their problems. If anything, Tommy needs to be playing more aggressive, because once the execute comes in, Tommy can't do anything. He'll get one and he'll be done. If he can go towards A main while we wait for the execute to come in, take down Rita early on, just a quick peek and shoot and fall. That's all he has to do. And maybe that might be enough. Then he has another opportunity when the execute does come through. He could go for a squeaky door pick as well, take down Tark. Something like that.
Yeah, we're not seeing much aggression out from Boot at all on the CT side, are we?
And it's coming down, they're getting lucky. They're getting lucky. Their retakes, they're working out. They're winning by the slimmest of margins.
But you can't rely on that round after round, so...
Imagine this was the second half, and they need 7 rounds to win. Can you rely on that? Absolutely not.
Not right now.
So just because the pressure isn't on, because it's the first half, you can sort of forget.
In saying that though, like we saw the CT side be a little bit poor for Boot on Inferno as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wouldn't say necessarily that 5 is enough, but maybe 6 is. They move on to their T side and they just sort of sweep away with their C Absolute. It's always a tale of 2 halves.
Look, there's a potential, but I just don't understand. First of all, T side, it was impressions by the looks of it. T side is one of those things where I just don't know if Boot will be so amazing on their T side. It's not going to be like strategy we've never seen before. SC Absolute might be over aggressive. They don't have Laz to shut down the B site. That's something. But maybe Rieta can. Rater.
Yeah, not sure, to be honest.
Henry?
Rater? I think it's Rater.
Yeah.
Anyway, back into the game. Double AWP still persists for Boot Dreamscape.
I'm starting the game. Press the button.
Thanks.
Just, you know. Here we go. This will be a pop flash for middle. Interesting to see if Palm does push through this smoke, because middle has been empty for a lot of the rounds. And
still is.
Splashkey's in a position to get overrun, but makes that shot. That is important.
At least he's able to get a 1-for-1. Bulbasaur up here on Heaven with the UMP. He's going to drop straight down into the fire. Bit perplexing. And that might have just been the round the way of SC Absolute, as they are going to get their way into the B site now. Utility isn't going to be enough to keep them at bay. This Incendiary will hurt the planter. Crow goes down quite significantly to 28 HP, but still no kill there for Boot, just despite good utility usage. And now they have a smoke and a flashbang to get them into this site, but they decide better off saving at this point. Bit of a weak one from Boot Dreamscape.
A bit of a watered down effort.
Perhaps a rush of blood there for Bulbasaur.
Well, the bloodlust, you could see it coming. But dropping into the Molotov, I mean, what was he afraid of? it's hard to question. Hard to fathom. Tommy doing well now, warming up.
Yeah, but is it too late?
1-3-3-7 for Rita.
I think Boot need that 6th round.
Yep, absolutely.
It's not going to be easy, though.
I just wonder when their CT got so bad. Is it winter?
Could be.
Bobo was maybe the cause of the round there. Last round for the half, and Boot are on a force buy. Bobo stuck to a deagle. And, well, UMP, AWP, M4. At least Splashky has the AWP. Let's see if he can do anything. Mid-control coming out for Boot with their close-range SMGs. The pop flash through for Poem could catch him off guard if they're not lucky.
And that's exactly what is going to happen. He gets 2. The boost has been ripped apart by SC Absolute. Boot Dreamscape have been very lackluster here on the CT side. Bulbasaur looking to make amends with the Deagle, and he might just do that. Almost gets Poem as well. And then there was a chance if that was the case, but Splashky now in a 1v3. You have to count him out here. Sure, it's doable.
Oh, look.
But it's a very, very difficult task now for Splashky, particularly with the AWP. Flash comes across, but he's going to find Bass in no man's land.
Ooh.
Probably needed to hit that shot. Might be aware there's another player on truck. A little bit of movement here from Splashky, and he does get on top of Rata. And now in the 1v1, can Splashky do this for his team? Onto the defuse. And Poem takes the peak just in time. SC Absolute will win it 10-5. It was almost something for Splashky there.
Yeah, I mean, remember, Poem's really low HP as well. But otherwise, Bobo offers little resistance, and the round goes to SC Absolute. Sure, it wasn't the nicest 1 versus 3, was it, Jordan? But
that was a pretty good attempt for
Poem letting Splashky across from the truck was probably a sign of weakness there.
Yeah.
But otherwise, take the fight. If you're going to have someone running around throwing flashbangs and forcing the issue, everyone needs to be on the same page. Could have been disastrous for Absolute, but at the end of the day, win is a win.
Yeah, 10-5 though.
That's a standard T-half. I've got to remind you, though.
You reckon? Only 5?
Yeah.
On cache?
5 on CT, yep. It's a very difficult CT map to play because the rotations are so long and hard to get reads if you don't have information.
Would have liked 6 for Boot. I think it's
6 would have been a good half.
It's doable for Boot, but I know.
11 rounds on the T side, it's going to be very tough.
Yeah. Doable, but difficult.
Could be another overtime. Another Boot OT. Big Drake fans.
That might have gone a bit over my head.
That's okay.
Not really a Drake fan myself.
Oh, well. He goes OT.
Okay.
OT, OT, OT.
Whatever that means.
That's okay. I guess Poem really stepping up here has made a huge difference. It's been a good map for him.
Yeah.
Crow with a nice couple of kills here and there. Really important impact frags. Bass, not so much.
Didn't see much out of the AWP for Rata, but
yeah,
to be fair, T-side, so that's something that we'll have to keep an eye on here in the second
The
half.
AWP really on the T side. The AWP is what, your 1v1 gun. It's your post-plant protection. But apart from that, you're not going to see it really decimate. Running into sites, clearing them out, are you? So
yeah,
it's a difficult position to be in. We've seen a lot of teams go for the 5 AK on the T side.
Yeah, well,
for that reason.
Second half now, and SC Absolute, they're fighting for their lives. They did lose map 1. If they lose here, they are out of the Chicago quals. But up 10-5. It's looking okay for them on the second map. Trying to push it through to the third, which would be Mirage. Classic Asian CS meta.
Chicago sounds nice. I'd go to Chicago.
Yeah, I think so too.
Safer, maybe, than Dallas.
Maybe. Probably less guns around.
Well, yeah. Sure. Let's go with that.
Though finding the first frag. Rata does get traded out, however, and this is looking okay for Boot Dreamscape. 2v2 though. Crow chiming in with a few nice ones from Truck there. Does keep things interesting. Squeaky door closed by Tommy. Perhaps a bit of misdirection from him, and it doesn't matter because he gets the headshot on to take. And now Crow, he's already hit 2 nice headshots. He'll get another 2. Tommy and Bobasaur go down, and that might be the map over for Boot Dreamscape.
Wow.
That's bad news indeed. In the 2v1, they just had no idea.
Well, that's the Crow impact frags, isn't it? That's what I was talking about. And 4 kills for Crow on the pistol. And that round was something that I feel Boot really needed to secure. I don't know what they were doing. Boot often do this. They just get bloodlust, or they just lose their head. And they just start running around like Bobos.
Yeah.
And that happens. And then we end up in a third map every time.
Every time. Boot Dreamscape, the classic.
The classic Boot Dreamscape.
I think it was a couple of days ago, I was looking at a tweet from Blep, and he was talking about watching Boot Dreamscape play, and it was basically all of that wrapped up in a nutshell.
You need some aspirin.
Well, sometimes they look so good, and then sometimes it just, you left scratching your head.
Yep.
And they haven't checked Bass at all, so he will get a couple of kills there.
Wow, that silencer.
No idea for Boot Dreamscape.
Nope.
Either that or no communication. This is not looking good at all. Bomb might actually go down here for Splashky, so that's a small win.
Yep. Well, we say it was a small win, but the money is good for Boot now. Very good. Splashky will be able to afford that AWP. Interesting to see if he does take that duel, because it is there. It's an option on the board. He could go for the walk pick in toward B. You know, the MP5s are still up there. So that would make sense. Is this a tactical pause?
It's a technical pause.
Ah. Impression? We don't know.
CT side this time.
Poem.
So
who knows?
Everybody's having a bit of issues.
Yeah. Need a tissue. Got an issue. Well.
Bomb down at least could save Boot 1 round here. 1 round earlier.
What do you feel like for dinner, Jordan? If you could have anything, what would you have? Anything.
I was thinking pad thai sounded pretty good. That was last night.
What do you mean that was last night?
Last night I was thinking about pad thai.
Oh, you didn't say that.
Well, because we didn't have dinner last night.
Oh, okay.
But tonight...
Pad thai sounds good. Green curry, red curry. Do you do any of that? You're not into spice, though. You're a bit of a softie.
I'll have a bit of curry, but not like the spicy ones.
Soft.
I've already got the approval from production.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've given me the nod for the pad thai.
Their mouth's watering.
They're keen.
Everyone's salivating. Yeah.
Unfortunate that...
it's annoying when you're trying to cast a match and your mouth starts watering because you're thinking about food.
Yeah, but Boot Dreamscape, they've just decided to take an all-out brawl here in the brown halls. Impression continuing the push forward. Knows that he's got a player locked in, but Ro2 will manage to get out of there okay.
Love the way they just slapped that MP5.
Yep.
Slap that.
Slap that ass.
Slap that MP5.
It's like, that's what you want to hear.
Yep. Kappa Pride.
Boot Dreamscape straight up into the A bomb site through short. They do have a player advantage, but Bass might actually get 2 here. Great shot hit by Bobasaur. Keeps himself alive. And the bomb's going to go down on A.
I feel like you had to have known that B was going to be targeted there because those MP5s saving through into this round. Said before the timeout that that could be a focus area for Boot.
Oh, dearie me.
Yeah, well, Impression 1v2, it's time to shine. Time to wake up.
They don't know where he is. They're not suspecting him from short, so he's got info that there's the player at Fork. He spots Ro2 out as well. Can lead to get this one cleanly, which wasn't quite as clean as he would have liked it to be, but it's good enough as Crow cannot get the trade and now has to get onto that bomb. He's got a defuse kit. Impression needs to haul ass here, and he can't quite get there in the end. The defuse comes across for SC Absolute.
It's heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. That's the 13th round on the board for Absolute, and they'll be able to buy it. No problems.
It's just not working for Boot, is it?
Just, if it could go wrong, it is.
Kind of what it felt like for SC Absolute, though, on map 1.
Well, that wasn't even close on map 1. It was just, they didn't even start with having options before they started running out of options.
Lasky's got the AWP. And he was a big playmaker on the CT side for Boot. Let's see if he can make something happen here. Looks like he's going to walk right. Oh, well, there you go.
Snap.
That's what I'm talking about. Thought he was going to be dead for sure. Crow, however, is going to spray down too. Very nice spray down as well.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have had the opportunity. They should be waiting for that smoke to come up. No one covering the bomb planter. Bobo's going to go down for sure. And, well, Boot, they're just... It's the little things, like you say. They've forgotten all the basics.
Yeah. It's not looking good at all for Boot Dreamscape here on Cache.
There's your 8-ball. That's what Boot are behind right now.
Most definitely.
What can Boot do? Well, anything. They haven't really tried much. It's still early days in the half, but 4 rounds so far for Absolute on their CT side, and we're thinking the game's over. It's the 5th round of the second half. And, well, I guess an unlucky clutch.
Yeah.
And that's all that was in between. The crisscross
There's been a few defining moments of this map, and they're all just down to one kill either missed or, well, I guess 2 kills missed, really, I can think of, the big ones.
The pistol round was probably the worst. Because it hasn't always been luck, it hasn't always been that, but it's said mistakes.
Yeah. Another buy is available for Boot. An impression this time will get the better of Take, but the grenade might just trade him out here, and it will.
Oh.
Crow definitely stepping up now on that CT side, having an impact on every single round so far. Ro2 is locked out from the side and actually goes down to Mobasaur, but Crow gets a trade. He himself will be traded, however, from Benkai, who's managed to come up with a couple here, but the bomb dropped.
Wow.
Poem just able to walk out onto Heaven for free.
3 different peekers from Heaven.
Yes, that's unexpected for Boot. This time Poem just bites off a little more than he can chew, so 6 is up for Boot. And SC Absolute will at least be able to get a buy through here.
I don't see a streak of 10 rounds coming through from Boot. Not the way they're playing so far. A couple more, perhaps. The crisscross smokes into the fast B, this time waiting for the smoke to cross. No Molotov in Heaven to prevent those peaks. That's going to be something they need to fix. Mid control coming out from SC Absolute and will fall instantly. The classic Benkai coming out, getting that nice double. And, well, that's what you want to see if you're a Boot fan and hoping that they can close this one out 2-0. How often you can come out mid like that? Well, not too often one might think, but Benkai, he's on a tear.
Is it going to be an awakening for Boot Dreamscape? Perhaps a little too late, but...
Absolutely.
Maybe they can still make this one work. Take, we'll go grab Benkai there. I think I was close to actually picking him up, but much better looking round out for Boot now on this T side. It still just feels to me like a matter of time, though, before SC Absolute is going to close this map out. Sure, it'll be an eco next round for the CT side. Probably double eco, even.
Just has to be a little mistake here or there from Boot.
Yeah.
And SC Absolute are back. They've got money.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? And it's only the one mistake that Boot can afford, because they've made so many up to this point.
They have made a disastrous amount of mistakes so far this game. It's actually hard to imagine that they could still be in a shot to get through with the amount of mistakes they've made. Lucky for them, there's another map on the table, Mirage. Now, SC Absolute versus Boot on Mirage. That's another one that couldn't just go either way. Yep.
G'day, mate.
It's a good spot, that one. MP5, very accurate. And like I said, 2-bullet headshot no matter the range. So it'll just be a matter of time before people perfect using it.
Yep. Very cheap.
Very cheap.
Well.
Yeah.
So this has been a bit of a nothing round for SC Absolute, but that's to be expected from the pistols only. Probably don't need the double eco. They can buy next round.
They might want the double up.
They might want
it saved
the double
Boot's
eco,
skin a couple of times.
Either way, I don't think there's necessarily an incorrect decision.
Yeah.
Both of them are correct in there.
If I was Boot and I was up 14-8, what would I do? I would buy.
Yeah.
This is good money. It's good money. I'd buy there. Otherwise, some teams with a good lead and wanting to close the game out, they might force buy just some armor pistols and a little bit of utility. and then next round go for the double AWP.
Another choice from SC Absolute. Splashy is going to go for the wall bang.
Yeah.
Timing not quite there for him.
Is it still the body wall bang? It's just a different
It's the
time.
everybody. It's the everybody wall
everyone
bang these days.
Gun. Yeah, true. Well, a very uniform defense from SC Absolute. A straight line across the map for a period of time there. Bass with a lot of work to do. A lot of responsibility holding the forklift single-handedly. 3 players will stream out with a contact play. No utility giving it away. And they've caught Absolute napping.
Doesn't necessarily mean the round is over just yet. Splashkey, if he goes down, that's a big contingent of the defense here for what Boot lost. Palm has been pretty sharp this map. However, walks right into the sightline of Tommy. Smoke grenade will dissipate the Molotov. Look at this from Benkai around the back. Gets rid of Crow and Take. If he would have dropped there, then Impression might have been in a bit of a world of hurt.
Another
But
1v2.
another round out for Boot. And another eco for SC Absolute.
Yep, there's no need to rush this one, SC Absolute, like we said. Just need to punish 1 or 2 mistakes from Boot when they can. They can still win these eco rounds. Let's not forget. Boot are a terrible anti-eco team. So it's only today where they've really kept a clean sheet. Benkai asserting some dominance over this middle area now. You can feel he's definitely feeling a lot more confident as the game has progressed. Can't really say the same for the rest of the team.
Well, Splashkey, I think, is still...
A 4-man stack
Gone
on the
okay.
B site. Splashkey's doing all right. Yeah, sure. I'll give you that.
This would definitely be quite an impressive comeback for Boot Dreamscape if they were to make it work.
Yeah.
They were down quite heavily, quite extensively. It
Well,
looked like they were done.
They need to start preserving their energy, because if they win this, they're straight up against MVP.
Well, that's why you want to get a 2-0.
Yeah.
It's been a difficult time for Boot Dreamscape here on Cache, but they're slowly starting to make it look doable. It'll be 14-10 here in a second.
Well, they're 4 rounds apiece this half.
Maybe Boot have actually finally figured out what's happening on that CT side, and they really have a good read. Not willing to say it's anybody's game just yet. SC Absolute do still have a bit too much leeway for my liking. But Boot are certainly making it more interesting than it looked like it was going to be.
A good read, you say? You don't really enjoy a good read, though, do you, Jordan?
I'm a fan of books.
Oh, yeah? Read any good ones lately?
No, unfortunately. All been slim pickings. Haven't really found one to get into, but
Oh, hello.
Rater's going to find Tommy. Good start to the round here for SC Absolute. Maybe this is the one where Boot Dreamscape will finally fall over on Cache.
Yep.
It's a 2-for-1 trade. Splashkey, however, has a really good position there, but has to back off. Benkai, again, wrapping around the back. Let's see if he can make something happen here. This time Take, maybe aware of it. Made a bit of noise, however. Benkai should strike, which he will. Splashkey is low, rotating over to the B-bomb site. So it's really on Benkai here to deny those rotations, and he can't manage it. Raider goes down and grabs him.
I'm not sure about the bomb plant here. There was the opportunity for a CT spawn peak. Now it might be a little bit predictable.
Well, the bomb is at least out very open for Splashkey right now. So he's got a lot of options, and SC Absolute need to figure out where he could be. Trouble is he's only on 14 HP, so if he misses a single shot, he is dead. Noise being made now by SC Absolute, but the timer is favoring Splashkey. They haven't checked the tree room, and Racer will go down. Bomb is so open indeed. The Molotov here might just win the round for him. I think it will. Bass does not have a smoke. Great work from Splashkey, a very smart 2v1, and he gets the kill to boot.
Very nicely done. Amazing.
Unfortunately, doesn't get to take the AWP through, but even he needed the round, and that's what he got.
that was essentially a 2 versus 5 with just Benkai and Splashki getting the job done. Foolish round from Boot to think of fast execute onto the A site would be mixing it up. And they absolutely got punished. With only 2 rounds to spare, it was a very risky play. Anti-eco again for Boot. The struggle is real.
For SC Absolute or for Boot?
For both teams.
It's becoming a bit of a difficult time, but look, we had 16-13, 16-14, 16-14 in the last matchup between these two teams. And that is where we're headed once again by the looks of things. One way or another. Poem is going to go down and doesn't really offer too much resistance. A bit of damage over to Splashki, but that's not enough to cause problems for Boot. And now the flashbang onto Take will secure his death in that Molotov.
Yeah, it's a burn job, for sure.
The bomb site is open. Bomb going down.
At this point, even economy damage towards Boot would be frivolous. SC Absolute really need to start trying to finish this off, start winning some rounds. Delaying the inevitable just a little bit here. Trying to get some exit kills, maybe not sure what the modus operandi is for hanging around. They still have armor they could take into the next round. Pro will fall from Grace. Ro2 with just the Deagle could come in handy if he finds himself with an AWP, but won't have enough money. Oh, actually, yes, he will. Hello, loser bonus.
Yeah, big loser bonus right now for SC Absolute. I think it's been, what, 5 or 6 in a row now for Boot.
Absolutely. And what more can Splashki do? What more can Benkai do? I think the worry is as soon as Benkai doesn't get away with getting boosted in middle, that's when Boot might have some trouble. But for now, it looks like a mid boost will work out fine if they were to go down that avenue. They're going to fake a fast A attack, but the A main control is coming out from SC Absolute, and gee, they let them know about it too.
Yeah, but I wonder if that's going to even matter. SC Absolute, they're going to really hope that Ro2 can get anything done here with the AWP, and it's only one. Take should be smoked off.
Why is CT not smoked?
And will, but he's able to get 1 kill before he goes down. So 3v3 for the retake for SC Absolute. Boot putting a lot of a premium on the CT retake, not necessarily the Vents retake. Tommy doesn't have the gun in his hand in time, and he'll go down. Splashki now with the AWP, holding from an interesting angle. Is going to catch SC Absolute off guard. And Boot Dreamscape, they come away with another round. That one was a bit streaky though.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, that was looking like your usual Boot DS. Fast-paced, setting the momentum there, heading into that B site. But again, room for error, and they get punished. 2 players fall, taking the site, which could have been done flawlessly. And then the retake coming in, Tommy's position not good enough. Benkai, Splashki, saved the day once again. Or Bobosaur, Splashki rather.
Should be back to a 14-14 now, and now the tables have turned, Ian. This T side working much, much better for Boot than the CT side, and admittedly the start of the T side did. Tommy does get the kill on the Bast. That's the A site.
Just been a rude awakening so far, hasn't it? It's like they've just come to life.
Well, maybe there's some life yet for Boot in these qualifiers. It'll be disappointing for SC Absolute if they do end up losing this map. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. SC Absolute will get another gun round. And Boot, well, they're going to be able to buy out the rest of this map. So it's a bit more of an uphill battle for SC Absolute than it is for Boot. But right now, I think you have to put your money on Boot.
Put your money where your mouth is. Who do you think?
I think Boot.
Yeah. Well, I think overtime.
Yeah, if SC Absolute win this one,
yeah,
Boot will still buy, and they can definitely push it to
Boot
overtime.
has really shown their full side now. Like, they've done fast strategies, they've done slow strategies, the mid control, it keeps coming out. SC have done nothing to stop it. And it's just going to take 1 or 2 individual kills from SC to stop a complete rush from Boot. So here it is again, another A fake.
And that's impression going down on B. Aggression out in the brown halls.
Yeah, just as I was saying, it's going to take 1 individual effort. And the rotate comes out. You know it's an A hit now, instantly, from the way Boot have been playing.
Well, this is dangerous for Boot, isn't it? Squeaky door opened up. Bass is going to spot Tommy out. The flash in. The trade comes from Boot, but perhaps a little too late. Poem also gets Tommy just walking around in that smoke, and this has definitely been a bit of a nothing round out for Boot. They haven't been able to do anything. Smoke's down. Benkai to try and retrieve the bomb. But really, what can he do in the 1v4? Nothing. 15 is up for SC Absolute.
It was looking so good, wasn't it?
Was.
But then, the way that Boot have been playing, as soon as they lose the entry kill, that's where their issue lies. Crow getting that pick towards B instantly rotates off towards A. And then the execute comes out very lackluster. The counter, took so long that the counter push comes in from Bass, who fell off the railing, gets 2 flashed for his money. That was just, as soon as SC Absolute started dictating the pace.
Well, Benkai's got the AWP now.
The laces come undone. 4 on 5. Probably a 20% conversion rate on these for Boot.
Yeah, you're not holding your breath now for Boot, are you? Pression's going to try and make something happen over toward B.
No. And it will be some foot-in-mouth disease afterwards for a certain caster. Oh dear. It just goes bad to worse.
Yeah. You need to win those.
Losing the one-on-one duel against Bass there. Benkai with the AWP. Still hope. Still time.
Don't know about that.
Wow, you're a pessimist.
Benkai has got Rita. So, it equalizes the numbers just a little, but...
The read coming out here from SZ, though. Bass pushing Squeaky door.
Who's going to stand up in this round for Boot Dreamscape? That's the question. Who's going to be the hero for Keish? Crow gets dropped low. Utility usage is good again from Boot Dreamscape, but Crow holding a great angle actually falls to the Molotov. A trade from Take. They can't get rid of him. Benkai now on his own in the 1v1. Somehow hits the shot onto Poem, but he doesn't know where Bass is coming from, and SC Absolute will win the map. 16-14. Benkai so close yet so far. And Boot Dreamscape so close yet so far there on Keish as well.
You hate to see it.
That was very, very unfortunate. It really looked like he was going to do it. It really looked like Benkai was going to stand up tall, but in the end,
you said who was it going to be? Who was it going to be from Boot? But we knew. It just took one mistake. It just took one round.
Took that one round, didn't it? At 14-14, as soon as SC Absolute won that one, sort of fell apart a little bit for Boot Dreamscape. But they've still got one more map to play. We're going to be headed on to Mirage next. First, though, a quick break, but we'll be back with the culmination of this series in a sec.